Here's Bell. A fairly anonymous sort of game so far, Colin Bell. Donachie. Lee. City at the moment have not really played up to their reputation. Larkin taking the ball, and I think a little aggrieved that a free kick's given against him. I think there is something to be said for his argument. But referee David Wallace didn't see it that way. He's given a free kick to Manchester City. Summerby and Pardo. It's Summerby, in fact, who takes it. And it was Palmer who got in there to nod it away for the corner now to Manchester City. And it's this sort of pressure they've got to keep on Wolves now, in the hope that they can find that one vital breakthrough. And it might be coming now. No, kicked away by Palmer. Owen Lee just over. What an escape again for the Wolves. First of all from Booth, and the shot cleared off the line. And then when it came back in again, Francis Lee just over. Wagstaff in for Parkin. Bad ball. For Summerby. Law jockeying about for position there in the Wolves penalty area. Summerby now with time to make it a good cross as Law goes in again, and again Gary Pearce is there. Palmer. Dugan v Booth. And Booth getting a good defensive header in. Towers to Bell. Marsh. Booth. Donachie. Towers again. Played this time for Rodney Marsh. And he's got it in well. Oh, and this is a chance for Bell. And he's taken it. Certainly City have looked a better side in this second half than they did in the first. Bailey. And Mike Bailey really has got to take a grip on it again for Wolves. Palmer. Here comes the cross again, and McRae is behind it. By Munro on Francis Lee, and Munro is going to be blocked. Frank Munro, a stalwart in this Wolves defence throughout the first half and through the early minutes of this second half, goes into the book for that foul on Francis Lee. Booth with the free kick for Manchester City. Bale is right in there too. Here's Summerby. And in goes Pardo. And here's a chance for Marsh, and a save again by Gary Pearce. Marsh controlled that well because it was sliding at speed across that area, but equally well, Pearce was getting down, always behind it. Oh, and Hibbett wasn't watching. Saw Bill McGarry put his hands to his head then. And here's Francis Lee now for Manchester City. The chip on over the top there. Oh, and Pearce was put in a perilous position there. It looked for a long time as though that was going to drop over his head, and he just ripped it himself. All 6'2" of him, just to turn it over. For a corner then to Manchester City. Summerby again taking it. Booth is right in there once more. Bell is in there too. Oh, and again Pearce has done it. Well, they had doubts about this fella, 23 years old today. 6 months ago in the reserves of Huddersfield, and playing only his 14th first-team game for Wolves. They thought he might be a weak link, but he hasn't been so far. Parking at the near post. City putting on the pressure now. Summerby with the corner. Marsh was waiting there too. And in goes Pearce again with a foot. And it was Tony Towers who puts it well wide. So Pearce has got a lot to remember on his birthday. Certainly had no chance at all with the goal scored for Manchester City by Colin Bell. And certainly a much more relieved look on that Manchester City bench there with Ron Saunders, and on the left of the picture is Tony Book, and there's the rather anxious look on the Wolves' faces. Now it's Sunderland again. This time it's Wagstaff on the far side. Oh, and he pulled a muscle as he ran there, Wagstaff. So he's in a lot of trouble. He's off the pitch, and so the game will go on, and Wolves are down to 10 men. The substitute has been warming up, Barry Powell, and I'm sure he'll come on now. But whether it was Wagstaff they wanted substituted, that we don't know. It could be a bit of a blow there for Wolves. Lee for Manchester City. A little chip in again, and a very good one. So getting his orders from Bill McGarry as to what Mr. McGarry wants him to do. Towers. Pardo. Wolves still down to 10 men with Wagstaff on and the substitute Wagstaff off and the substitute still not on. Here's Summerby, played this time for Bell. Still with Bell. Oh, and he hits the crossbar. Well, Colin Bell nearly added his second goal, and the second for City there, which might well have wrapped it up. Sheer power of that shot, beating Pearce, smacking against the crossbar. Now it's Bailey, forward for Richards. But Doyle has been quite relentless in his marking. And I'm not sure whether he's got a corner there, but the substitute coming on now for Wolves. Barry Powell coming on for Wolves. And I think Bill McGarry is saying he wants somebody else off. He doesn't want Wagstaff off, but surely that can't be so, because Wagstaff is really hobbling on that far side. Now it'll be Wagstaff who stays off. Powell who comes on. With orders from the bench. And Wolves with the corner now. Dugan is in there, so too are the fists of McRae. Lee, and now it's Towers with his socks about his ankles. Law, bubbling as ever. By that time it was Monroe getting it back to Pearce. It's McCall. Dugan. And now it's Bailey. Hibbett. 7 minutes to go. Powell, virtually his first touch, being challenged all the way. Fairly painful first touch it was too. Challenged just a little too fiercely there by Colin Bell. Here's Hibbett now, with a chance to cross it. Dugan going in on it. And it's finally Towers who puts it behind for the corner to Wolves. And so although it's Manchester City who's had most of this second half, it's Wolves who've come back now in the last few minutes. Still standing at 1-1. Hibbett again with a corner. Dugan again at the near post. Monroe again up there. Monroe having it knocked off the top of his head there by Tommy Booth. Here's Bailey. Crossed in again for Sunderland. And now it's his chance for Richards. Oh, and he's got it! John Richards! 2-1 to Wolves. 6 minutes to go. And as the ball came over from the right, with Alan Sunderland there in possession, it fell nicely for Richards. My goodness, how he hammered it in. 2-1 to Wolves. Well, John Richards, who had a bad start to the season when nothing seemed to go right for him. He had an ankle injury, and that gave him another fortnight's rest. And since he came back from that in November time, he's hardly stopped scoring. And that now is number 18 in the season for him, and maybe the most valuable of all. So Wolves now, as that really was just a little too fierce, that challenge by John McCall. Sammy Chung is saying, keep pushing forward, don't drop back. Just a matter of seconds are left now, as Doyle hits another long ball there. Law was in there, and Parkin can get it away. Oh, this is scoring, and Wolves have won. Dugan after years of trying, and Bailey after years of trying. Bill McGarry after years of trying. They've won at last, and Gary Pearce on his 23rd birthday can't believe what's happened to him. The man they said would be a weakness has turned out to be a strength, and Wolves have won the League Cup. McGarry, who shows so little emotion, and that means it all. He knows the part that Gary Pearce has played, and that shows all the emotion of a winning cup final. John Richards, the man who scored the winner. Mike Summerby takes his Manchester City side up the steps towards the Royal Box. The losers go up first in the League Cup final. But they too contributed to a very good cup final indeed. Getting their tankards from Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent, being congratulated to by His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent. But up go the Wolves now, the winners on the day, led by their skipper Mike Bailey. And who knows, it could be the start of a whole new era for football at Wolverhampton. Back tonight. To John Ireland, the chairman of Wolves, nobody more delighted than he. He's seen some thin times with Wolves, so too has Bill McGarry, but now it's all beginning to blossom for them. David Wagstaff behind him. When you think of the years he's had in the game without any really tangible reward, and here's Gary Pearce, Frank Monroe wearing Dennis Law's shirt, Alan Sunderland and John Richards, the man who scored the winner. And a good sporting gesture there from Manchester City, applauding the winners, Wolves, on the day.
When you see football played in that spirit, if only the supporters could see the what shall we say, the enthusiasm from the Manchester City afterwards for our team, it was a wonderful sight. And I really do believe that there's an awful lot of good feeling in football amongst footballers, contrary to what you read in the media.
One of their players got a touch to it. I don't know who it was.
Just a touch, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Marsh who knocked it back into my path, and I just knocked it into the other corner. I couldn't run away. I still couldn't believe it. I didn't run away to the crowd because I didn't believe it was in.
I miss it.
Truly?
Aye. But you know, you can hit some beauties and go wide at the post, get a deflection, everything. And this one came across, and I tried to volley it, and it came aside of my foot, you know, and I never saw it back then. I just saw it going for the corner, and I turned away and off I went, you know. I mean, I just heard the cheer, and that was it. but I did miss it.